Hello everyone, hope you're having a good day. So I'm going to talk to you about obsessive compulsive disorder. I will just go ahead and get right into it. So according to the DSM-4, a person must suffer from either obsessions or compulsions. They don't have to have both, but they can. Obsessions are defined as recurrent and persistent thoughts, impulses, or images that are experienced at some time during the disturbance, are intrusive and inappropriate, and cause marked anxiety or distress. The thoughts, impulses, or images are not simply excessive worries about real-life problems. The person attempts to ignore or suppress such thoughts, impulses, or images, or neutralize them with some other thought or action. And the person recognizes that the obsessional thoughts, impulses, or images are a product of his or her own mind. Excuse me. The DSM then defines compulsions, which are repetitive behaviors or mental acts that the person feels driven to perform in response to an obsession or according to rules that must be applied rigidly. The behaviors or mental acts are aimed at preventing or reducing distress or preventing some dreaded event or situation. However, these behaviors or mental acts are either are not connected in a realistic way with what they are designed to neutralize or prevent, or they're clearly excessive. And that kind of goes into the next piece, which is the person recognizes the obsessions or compulsions are excessive and unreasonable. The obsessions or compulsions cause marked distress, take up more than an hour a day, or significantly interfere with a person's normal routines. So their job, school, social life, family, things like that. And then the last two criteria are if another Axis 1 disorder is present, the content of the obsessions or compulsions is not restricted to that disorder, and then the disturbance is not due to the effects of a substance or general medical condition. OCD is not super common. The lifetime prevalence is 1.6%, and it's estimated that 1 in 100 adults have OCD, or 2 to 3 million people, and about 1 in 200 children, or approximately, I think, 500,000 children have OCD. The average age of onset is 19, and it's more common in females than males, but not by much. Treatments include CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, or medication. A common cognitive behavioral therapy used is exposure and response prevention. So just for example, a basic example is someone who washes their hands 50 times a day, exposing them to something that they would think is disgusting and then not letting them wash their hands afterwards. That's just a really basic example. And then serotonin reuptake inhibitors are common medications used in treating OCD. OCD seems to be prevalent in most cultures, but the content areas may be different. So religious obsessions in cultures where religion is prominent, such as the Middle East, or Western cultures and Turkey, the most common content areas there are contamination and aggression. And then in Brazil, the most common content area is aggression. It's important to remember not to confuse OCD with obsessive compulsive personality disorder, or OCPD. The main difference between the two is that an individual with OCD understands that their obsessions and compulsions are irrational and excessive, whereas an individual with OCPD doesn't feel that way. They don't see them as a problem. They're not bothered by them. They're normal to them. There's other more distinct criteria, but that's the kind of the main difference between the two. So according to our book, the suggested changes for the DSM-5 are that OCD be grouped with other obsessive-compulsive spectrum disorders like Tourette syndrome or body dysmorphic disorder. And then there's also going to be a change in terminology, so getting rid of inappropriate and using unwanted instead. And then adding specifiers for insight, so delusional insight, poor insight, fair or good insight. And lastly, noting symptom dimensions such as contamination/cleaning. So that's all I have for you guys today. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.